UGC NET Electronic Science June 2025 Question Paper Solutions Part 4 from question number 76 to question number 100. Question number 76. In Bode plot, the number of octaves between any two frequencies W1 and W2 is given by the number of octaves between omega 1 and omega 2 is n is equal to log 2 omega 1 by omega 2, or otherwise in terms of log 10 n is equal to 1 by 0.301 log 10 omega 2 by omega 1. So correct answer is option 1. Question number 77. Which of the following statements are correct for n-channel JFET? Let us see the comparison of n-channel and p-channel JFET. In n-channel JFET, majority carriers are electrons. In p-channel JFET, majority carriers are holes. The mobility of electron is higher when compared to the mobility of holes. N-channel JFET has low input noise and transconductance is high. Let us see statement A. N-channel JFET has large electron mobility than p-channel JFET. Statement A is correct. N-channel JFET has electrons as current carriers. Statement B is correct. N-channel JFET is more noise than p-channel JFET. Statement C is incorrect. N-channel JFET has less noisy. Statement D. N-channel JFET has large transconductance as compared to p-channel JFET. Statement D is correct. Statement A, B, D are correct. Correct answer is option 2. Let us see the note point. This is a symbol for n-channel JFET and symbol for p-channel JFET. Question number 78. List 1, damping coefficient is given, and list 2, step response is mentioned. So damping ratio zeta is a dimensionless parameter that describes how an oscillating system oscillations decay over time after disturbance. It compares the actual damping to critical damping and determines whether the system is underdamped for zeta less than 1, critically damped if zeta is equal to 1, and overdamped if zeta is greater than 1, and damping ratio zeta represents undamped system. So for overdamped system, zeta greater than 1, it is an overdamped step response. Overdamped system step response. For zeta is equal to 0, for zeta is 0, the system is undamped. For zeta less than 1, greater than 0, it is underdamped. If zeta is equal to 1, the system is critically damped system. So from the list, zeta is equal to 0, undamped A2, zeta less than 1, underdamped B1, zeta is equal to 1, critically damped C4, zeta greater than 1, overdamped D3. A2, B1, C4, D3. Correct answer is option 4. Question number 79. What logic function is implemented by the following circuit? The given circuit is multiplexer. This given circuit is 2 by 1 multiplexer where I0, I1 are the input lines and Y is the output line, SEL is a selection line. Selection line is 0, output line Y is equal to I0. So I0 is Y only. If selection line is 1, output Y is equal to A. So if selection line is 0, it holds the previous state. If selection line is 1, it is transparent. So input follows the output. Therefore, circuit is level sensitive latch. Correct answer is option 4. The resolution of 4.5 digit voltmeter. So there are two types of digits in voltmeter. One is full digit and half digit. Full digit may take the values from 0 to 9. In case of half digit, it is either 0 or 1. This 4.5 digit display have 5 digits with most with one digit is half digit and last four are full digits, and the range of display is from 0 to 19999. This is the range of 400 digit display meter. Here the resolution is asked. The resolution is related to full digits. It is having 4 full digits, therefore resolution is 0.0001. Correct answer is option 3. This full digits capable of showing any value from 0 to 9, whereas half digits can show only two values, either 0 or 1, which is the most significant bit. Question number 81. It is related to plane wave propagating in x direction. So the velocity of plane wave propagating in any direction is given by velocity v is equal to 1 by square root of mu epsilon, that is omega by beta. Propagation constant gamma is alpha plus j beta, where alpha is attenuation constant, beta is a phase constant, eta is intrinsic impedance, lambda is wavelength, that is 2 pi by beta. In case of free space, velocity v is equal to 1 by square root of mu naught epsilon naught, 1 by square root of mu naught epsilon naught. The velocity of propagation in free space. In free space, mu r value is 1, epsilon r value is 1. Therefore, velocity v naught is 1 by square root of mu naught epsilon naught. Correct answer is option 1. Question number 82. If the bandwidth of oscilloscope is given as 10 megahertz, so given bandwidth is 10 megahertz, what is the fastest rise time a sine wave can have to be accurately produced by the instrument? So we know that rise time is equal to 0.35 by bandwidth. So bandwidth given is 10 megahertz. Now we need to calculate rise time. 0.35 by 10 megahertz, 10 power 6. Its value is 35 nanosecond. Correct answer is option 3. Question number 83. Conjugate functions are 5 different statements are given. Statement A. Conjugate functions are the property of Fourier transform. Statement A is correct. Conjugate symmetry is the property of Fourier transform of real signals. Statement A is correct. Next, statement B is related to Friis transmission formula. So this Friis transmission equation, here Pt is the power of transmitting antenna, Gt is the gain of transmitting antenna, R is the distance between two antennas, Pr is the power at the receiving antenna, Gr is gain of receiving antenna. Now Friis transmission equation is Pr is equal to Pt Gt Gr divided by 4 pi r by lambda whole square, where lambda is a wavelength of signal that is propagating from transmitter to receiver. Here received power Pr is equal to Pt Gt Gr by Lp. Lp is the path loss. So Friis equation is correct. For statement C, the increase of power level from 13 to 36 is 8. So let us calculate this. Power level from 10 log 13 base 10 to 10 log 36 base 10. So it can be written as power difference delta P is equal to 10 log of 36 base 10 minus 10 log of 13 base 10. 10 log of 36 by 13 base 10. Log A minus log B is log A by B. That is 10 log of 2.769 base 10. Its value is 4.42 dB, that is 23 watt. So statement C is incorrect. Statement D. Autocorrelation function of a real valued energy signal is real valued odd function. Statement D is also incorrect. The autocorrelation function of Real valued signal is E1. Autocorrelation function of real valued signal is E1. Statement E, it is related to Parseval theorem. Integral minus infinity to infinity modulus of g of t whole square dt is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity modulus of g of f whole square df. Here the limits are 0 is mentioned. It should be minus infinity. Statement E is also incorrect. The correct statements are A and B. So correct answer is option 3. Question number 84. Four different statements are given. We need to identify the correct statement. In solar cell, open circuit voltage varies linearly with illumination light. Statement A is incorrect because in solar cell, the open circuit voltage varies logarithmically with illumination. This is the open circuit voltage expression. VOC is equal to NKT by Q ln of 1 plus IPH by I naught, where IPH is photocurrent directly proportional to illumination, I naught is reverse saturation current. So statement A is incorrect. In solar cells, open circuit voltage varies logarithmically with illumination of light. Statement B, in solar cells, short circuit current varies linearly with illumination of light. Statement B is correct. Short circuit current of a solar cell is directly related to photocurrent generated by the absorbed light. So the variation is linear. Short circuit current is linearly proportional to illumination. Statement B is correct. In solar cells, the short circuit current fairly constant. So statement C is incorrect. Polycrystalline solar cells have better efficiency levels than single crystalline solar cells. Statement D is also incorrect because monocrystalline silicon solar cells have higher efficiency than polycrystalline. Statement D is also incorrect. Only statement B is correct. Correct answer is option 2. Question number 85. 5 different statements are given. We need to identify the correct statement. 8259 is programmable interrupt controller. 8259 is programmable interrupt controller. So statement A is correct. Next statement B, interrupts are synchronous in nature. These hardware interrupts are asynchronous. They are the signals from external hardware devices that occur at unpredictable times unrelated to CPU current instruction stream. The CPU cannot know the ahead of time when the hardware interrupt will occur, making it an asynchronous event. Therefore, statement B is incorrect. Interrupts are asynchronous in nature. Next statement C, 8086 has 20 address lines. The Intel 8086 microprocessor has 20-bit address bus, 16-bit data bus. Therefore, 8086 is a 16-bit microprocessor. Statement C is correct. It is a two-stage pipelined processor. It can prefetch 6 bytes from memory and store it into queue to increase the speed of execution. Statement C is correct. Next, statement D, RQ bar, G1 bar and RQ bar, G0 bar are used in minimum mode of 8086 microprocessor. Statement D is incorrect. This RQ bar, G0 bar, RQ bar, GT1 bar request or grant. These pins are used by the other local bus master in maximum mode to force the processor to release a local bus at the end of processor current bus cycle. So it is used in maximum mode of operation, not minimum mode. Statement E, 8087 is a coprocessor. Statement E is correct. This 8087 is basically known as numeric data processor, but it is also called math coprocessor. It has two units, one is control unit and numeric execution unit. This 8087 Numeric data processor is also known as floating point unit. 8087 statement E is also correct. Therefore, correct statements are A, C, and E. Correct answer is option 3. Question number 86. So, additive white Gaussian noise, power spectral density is independent of operating frequency. The power spectral density is constant. So B matches to 1. Power spectral density is independent of operating frequency. B matches to 1. Sinc lambda is sin pi lambda by pi lambda. Next, MRA PAM. 1 baud is equal to log m base 2 bits per second. Baud rate is number of symbols transmitted per second. Next is Hoffman coding. Hoffman coding fundamentally depends on probabilistic model of a source, specifically the probability of occurrence of each symbol in the source alphabet. In a sense, without knowing the probabilities of the source symbols, it would be impossible to construct a Hoffman tree and assign optimum variable length codes that are the core of Hoffman coding algorithm. So Hoffman coding requires knowledge of probabilistic model of the source. So here A4, B1, C3, D2. Correct answer is option 3. Question number 87. Given angle modulated signal x of t is equal to 10 cos 10 power 8 pi t plus 5 sin 2 pi 10 cube t. So arrange this 10 power 8 pi t as 2 pi 5 into 10 power 7 into t. The standard time domain equation for angle modulated signal is x of t is equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus beta sin 2 pi fmt. On comparison, we have carrier amplitude AC is 10 volts, carrier frequency is 10 power 8 by 2, that is 50 into 5 into 10 power 7, it is 50 megahertz, and message frequency is 10 cube 1 kilohertz. Modulation index beta value is 5. We need to calculate delta f, frequency deviation. That is frequency deviation, modulation index is equal to frequency deviation by message signal frequency. Now frequency deviation delta f is modulation index beta value is 5, message signal frequency is 1 kilohertz, 10 power 3 hertz. So it is 5 kilohertz. Delta f is 5 kilohertz and phi of t maximum is 5 radians. Correct answer is option 1. Maximum phase deviation beta is 5 and maximum frequency deviation is 5 kilohertz. Correct answer option 1. Question number 88. 5 different statements are given. We need to identify the correct statement. Statement A, dual trace oscilloscope can be used in alternate and chop modes but not in XY mode. Statement A is incorrect. This dual trace CRO has two primary modes of operation. One is alternate mode and chopped mode. Dual trace oscilloscope can operate in both the modes and can also be used in XY mode. Both channels XY mode to obtain the Lissajous figures. So it can also be used in XY mode. Statement A is incorrect. Next, Lissajous patterns are obtained in XY mode. Statement B is correct. Statement C, phosphorus storage CRT have longer CRT lifetime than mesh storage CRT. Mesh storage CRTs generally have longer lifetime and better resolution. Statement C is incorrect. Statement D, DC coupling is useful for low frequency and low repetition rate signals. This DC coupling allows both AC and DC components to pass it, making it suitable for low frequency and slow varying signals. AC coupling blocks DC and it is better for high frequency signals. Statement D is DC coupling. DC coupling for low frequency or low repetition rate signals, whereas AC coupling is for high frequency signals. This AC coupling is for high frequency signals. Statement D is correct. Statement E, sampling is done in cathode ray oscilloscope. Sampling is a feature of DSOs, digital storage oscilloscope, but not possible with traditional CROs. Statement E is incorrect. Correct answers are, correct statement is B and D. Correct answer is option 3. Question number 89. Which of the following statements are correct? Again, 5 different statements are given. We need to identify the correct statement. Lithium sulfate is common piezoelectric material. Statement A is incorrect. So, lithium sulfate Li2SO4 is ionic salt. It is an ionic salt. It is mainly used in batteries, ceramic glazes, and drying agents. It does not exhibit piezoelectric properties. So, different piezoelectric materials are natural piezoelectric crystals are quartz crystal, Rochelle salt, and tourmaline. Synthetic are barium titanate, lead zirconate titanate, PZT. Polymer piezoelectric crystals are polyvinyl fluoride. These are piezoelectric, whereas lithium sulfate is an ionic salt which doesn't exhibit piezoelectric properties. Next, statement B. Hall effect transducer can be used as magnetic to electric transducer and are very sensitive to temperature variations. Statement B is correct. So, Hall effect sensors show significant temperature dependence. This Hall effect transducer works on the principle that when a current carrying conductor or a semiconductor is placed in the magnetic field, a Hall voltage is generated perpendicular to both current and the field. This Hall voltage depends on magnetic flux density, current through the device, material properties. This Hall coefficient is temperature dependent because carrier mobility and the carrier concentration in semiconductor change significantly with the temperature. So, statement B is correct. Statement C, LVDT is not sensitive to stray magnetic fields. Statement C is incorrect. Linear variable differential transformer is sensitive to stray magnetic fields. LVDT, linear variable differential transformer, is affected by stray magnetic fields, hence shielding is required. Statement D. MEMS technology is used to design sensors at micrometer scale. This MEMS, micro electromechanical system, is a technology that integrates mechanical components, tiny beams, membranes, gears, etc., electrical circuits, sensors, actuators, signal processing, on a single silicon chip. MEMS devices are typically manufactured using microfabrication techniques similar to IC fabrication, and the size is from 1 micrometer to 100 micrometer scale. Examples of MEMS sensors are accelerometers, gyroscopes, MEMS microphones, MEMS pressure sensors. The statement D is correct. MEMS technology is used to design sensors in micrometer scale. Statement E. Piezoelectric crystals cannot be used as inverse transducers. So, piezoelectric crystals can work in both the ways. It can work in both the ways. A transducer is mechanical to electrical, inverse transducer is electrical to mechanical. It can work in both ways. Statement E is incorrect. The correct statements are B, D. So, there is no correct answer from these options. Next question. Choose the correct option in the context to power transistor, MOSFET and BJT. MOSFET is having negative temperature coefficient and BJT has positive temperature coefficient. Correct answer is option 1. BJT is a voltage control device. It is incorrect. B is also incorrect. BJT is current controlled device. Input base current controls the output collector current. In BJT, input current is base current which controls the output collector current. Similarly, MOSFET is voltage current control device. It is incorrect. MOSFET is voltage control device, that is input gate voltage at the input controls the output drain current. So here it is, gate voltage is input, drain current is output. Here base current is input, collector current is output. Statement B 3 and 4 are, option 3 and option 4 are incorrect. Correct answer is option 1. Question number 91. N-type gallium arsenide gun diode has following parameters. Drift velocity is 10 power 7 centimeters per second. So given drift velocity Vd is 10 power 7 centimeters per second and doping concentration is 2 into 10 power 14 per centimeter cube and electric field is 3200 volt per centimeter. Here all the parameters are given in terms of centimeters. Now electron mobility. Electron mobility mu is equal to drift velocity by electric field. 10 power 7 by electric field is 3200 volt per centimeter. Now the mobility value is 3125 centimeter square divided by volt second. Here it is mobility. So approximate answer is 3100. Option B is correct. And next, current density J is equal to NQVD. The formula for current density is J is equal to NQVD, where N is concentration 2 into 10 power 14, Q is charge of electron 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 and drift velocity is 10 power 7. Now current density J is 320 ampere per centimeter square. So correct answer is option A. Statement A, statement B are correct. Correct answer is option 1. Current density is 320 ampere per centimeter square and drift velocity is 3100 centimeter square per volt second. A, B are correct. Next question. A system is said to be stable if. So the conditions for system stability is asking. A system stability depends on location of poles, that is roots of characteristic equation in S-plane. The system is stable if all the poles have negative real parts, meaning all they lie in the left hand side of the S-plane. If any pole has positive real part, then the system is said to be unstable. If the pole possesses an imaginary axis, it indicates marginal stability. The bounded input bounded output system is a stable system where a bounded input guarantees bounded output signal. The output is unbounded for the bounded input. Statement is A is incorrect. The output is bounded for bounded input. Statement B correct. All roots of characteristic equation have positive real parts. Statement C incorrect. All roots of characteristic equation has negative real part. Statement D is correct. Statement E, all roots are in the left half of S plane. Statement E is correct. Correct statements are B, D, E. Correct answer is option 3. Question number 93. Electromagnetic wave in the order of longest to shortest wavelength is. Decreasing order of frequency is gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, microwave and radio waves. Here the frequency is highest. frequency is highest here, and gamma rays has lowest wavelength, and radio waves has highest wavelength. Wavelength is high for radio waves. Now in the question, they asked the order of longest wavelength to shortest wavelength, that is decreasing order. Decreasing order of wavelength, lambda in decreasing order. The correct answer is B. So highest is for radio waves. So radio wave is B, and then A microwave, and then infrared E, visible C, D ultraviolet. So correct answer is B, A, E, C, D. Option 2. Question number 94. Choose the correct option for a di by dt rating of a thyristor. Statement 1. Option 1. Maximum rate of rise of current from anode to cathode without any harm of a device. It is correct. The di by dt rating of a thyristor is maximum allowable rate of rise of an anode current during turn on that the device can withstand without damage. So statement 1 is correct. Option 1 is correct. Minimum rate of rise of current from anode to cathode without any harm of the device. Option 2 is incorrect. It is not minimum, it is maximum. Next, the energy that the device can absorb for a short time before fault is cleared. Statement 4 is hitting of a resistive element such as metallic joints, leads and interface. This statement 3 and 4 are related to I square T rating, that is energy rating or I square T rating or surge rating. These 3 and 4 are related to surge rating or energy rating or I square T rating of a thyristor. Energy that the device can be absorbed for a short time duration before the fault is cleared. It refers to I square rating of the thyristor. It indicates the energy handling capability of a thyristor for a short time duration. When a large current flows for a short time duration, the resistive parts of a thyristor, leads, joints and contacts may heat up due to I square or losses. And the question is di by dt rating. So di by dt rating is correct answer is option 1. Maximum rate of rise of current from anode to cathode without any harm to the device. Question number 95. The location of flags in 8086 flag register in ascending order. First one is carry flag, and then zero flag. Carry flag is A, zero flag is D, trap flag is B, direction flag is C, and overflow flag is E. Correct sequence is A, D, B, C, E. Correct answer is option 4. 8086 microprocessor utilizes 16-bit flag register, also known as program status word, to store the status and control bits reflecting the results of arithmetic and logical operations. Question number 96. Thevenin's resistance RTH is determined when voltage sources are short circuited and independent current sources are open circuited. To find the Thevenin's resistance of a circuit, short circuit all the independent voltage sources, open circuit all the independent current sources within the circuit. Now statement A is incorrect. Current sources are short circuited, incorrect. Current sources are open circuited, correct. Voltage sources are short circuited, correct. All the sources kept as it is, incorrect. The correct statements are C and D. Hence the answer is option 3. Question number 97. The bandwidth efficiency of M-array PSK signal with M is equal to 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 R. We know that bandwidth efficiency is log M base 2 by 2. As M value increases, bandwidth efficiency increases. If M is 2, the bandwidth efficiency is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. If M value is 4, bandwidth efficiency is 1 by 2 log 4 base 2 1. For 8 it is 1.5. For M is equal to 16 it is 2. For M is equal to 3.2 it is 2.5. Therefore correct sequence is A, B, C, D, E. Option 2 is the correct answer. Question number 98. List of logic families are given and its feature is given in list 2. So these are the logic families, different logic families: RTL, resistor transistor logic, diode transistor logic DTL, transistor logic TTL, emitter coupled logic ECL, fastest switching speed, metal oxide semiconductor logic, very high input impedance, CMOS, complementary metal oxide CMOS, lowest power consumption for CMOS, NMOS, PMOS, BiCMOS, bipolar plus CMOS combination, and I2L logic family, integrated injection logic family, very high density. Now let us see here CMOS logic family. For CMOS logic family, least static power dissipation, A matches to 2. ECL logic family, highest speed, fastest is ECL. TTL logic family, transistor logic, we can use multiple emitter transistors are used in TTL. Next, Prendo NMOS logic family, that is highest packing density. Therefore, A2, B3, C4, D1. Correct answer is option 2. Question number 99. In depletion MOSFET, the line is continuous, whereas for enhancement MOSFET, the line is broken. In case of N channel, the arrow on the substrate is towards the transistor. For P channel, arrow on the substrate is away from the transistor. So we need to identify the symbols. So first one is continuous line is there and the arrow is towards the transistor, hence it is N channel depletion MOSFET. Here line is continuous and arrow is away, hence it is P channel depletion MOSFET. See the second one. For B, the line is discontinuous, the channel is discontinuous and arrow is away from the substrate, hence it is P channel enhancement MOSFET. For D, the channel is broken and arrow is towards N channel enhancement MOSFET. Correct answer is A1, B4, C2, D3. Option 2 is the correct answer. Question number 100. In which of the following statements choose the correct answer? 4 different statements are given. We need to identify the correct answer. Degenerative semiconductors are lightly doped semiconductors. Statement A is incorrect. It is a heavily doped semiconductor. This degenerate semiconductor is a semiconductor with a high level of doping that the material starts to act more like a metal than a semiconductor. Degenerative semiconductor is a semiconductor that has been doped to such a high concentration, it behaves more like a metal than traditional semiconductors. In these degenerative semiconductors, Fermi level is located inside the conduction band for N-type materials, inside the valency band for P-type materials. This high doping level causes donor or acceptor energy levels to merge and form bands that overlap with the conduction or valency bands, leading to a high concentration of free carriers and significantly increased electrical conductivity. Statement B. The mobility of gallium arsenide is higher than that of silicon. Let us see the mobility of electron for germanium is 3800, for silicon 1300, for gallium arsenide 8500. When compared to the mobilities of silicon and gallium arsenide electron mobility is higher when compared to the silicon. Statement B is correct. LEDs are made up of direct bandgap semiconductors. So these light emitting diodes are fabricated by using direct bandgap semiconductors. Statement C is correct. In a diode, the width of depletion layer increases with increase in doping of p-type and n-type regions. So this statement D is incorrect because the width of the depletion layer decreases with increasing in the doping concentration. So correct statements are B and C. Correct answer is option